Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour unto me, and thank you for breaking all the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Thank you for your Yahushua, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim of the Yahudim.
Shalom, family. This is the Remnant Awakens, and I am your brother, Pierre Ligi. Today, we continue our journey together, a journey of truth, of remembrance, of awakening. You know, we live in a world that moves so fast, yet at its core, so many seem lost, searching for real, lasting meaning. But here's the truth. I mean the undeniable, unshakable truth. The answers have always been here, waiting, written in the Torah, preserved by the Most High. We are descendants of greatness, and I believe wholeheartedly that this is our time to return to who we were meant to be. So, as we walk together today, let's open our hearts and minds. Let's embrace the wisdom that's been calling to us since the beginning. Family, let's delve into something deeply profound. Spiritual laws. These laws, they're not just rules or guidelines. They're the very foundation of creation. They govern heaven, earth, and yes, even the unseen realm. You see, it's written in Romans 7:14. For we know that the Torah is spiritual. The Torah is spiritual. It's divine. It's eternal. The Creator established these laws to bring order, to uphold balance, to show us the path of life. And when we follow these laws, we align ourselves with the Creator's perfect design. Now, Tehillim, Psalm 19:7, declares this truth. The Torah of Yahuwah is perfect, converting the soul. Did you catch that? Perfect, complete, lacking nothing. It's not just a book or a set of instructions. It's life itself. When we embrace these spiritual laws, we connect with something greater than ourselves. We gain access to divine authority, blessing, and clarity in a world filled with confusion. These laws separate light from darkness, truth from lies. And let's not forget, these are not suggestions. No, these laws, they govern everything. Blessings flow when they are followed, but disobedience brings, judgments. A breach of these divine laws results in chaos. It's why the world, in so many ways, feels like it's falling apart, because people have rejected the foundation. But the Creator's laws remain steadfast, unchanging, waiting for us to recognize their power, their truth. Family, these spiritual laws, they shape our reality, whether we acknowledge them or not. They're the framework, and as we align ourselves with them, we unlock a relationship with the Most High that's deep, rooted, and sustaining. The question is, are we willing to live by them? Are we ready to embrace what this alignment truly means? Family, here's a truth that we cannot ignore. Hasatan has no power to create laws. Not one. What does he do then? He twists what already exists. He manipulates the Creator's perfect design by getting people to agree with lies, with sin, with rebellion. Do you hear me? Lies and rebellion. And it's such a slick, subtle game he plays, because he knows that everything in the spiritual realm is governed by agreement, by alignment. When you agree with a lie, you empower it. That's scripture in Hosea 4:6. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Lack of knowledge. This is exactly where Hasatan works. Ignorance becomes a playground for his schemes. Think about it. He uses contracts, family, contracts, media, music, fear, blood, rebellion, all tools to gain access, to exploit the laws that the Most High himself put in place. And once he gains a foothold, chaos follows, devastation follows. He doesn't create these things. He twists them, distorts them, until truth becomes so tangled that we can barely see it. But family, we must see it. We must. When we engage with these lies, whether it's through the things we consume, the things we speak, or the things we fear, we open doors, spiritual doors, access points that allow Hasatan's kingdom to operate. Understand this. The Creator's laws are perfect, but they are precise. They require our knowledge and our obedience. If we dismiss them, if we ignore them, we allow the enemy to exploit them for his own gain. This is why knowledge, discernment, and alignment with truth are not just important, they're life-saving. They're life-saving family. Family. Today we're talking about one of the most powerful forces in the spiritual realm, agreement. Agreement has the ability to bind or to break. Just listen to the words of our Messiah in Matityahu, Matthew 18:19. If two of you agree on earth concerning any matter, it shall be done. Did you catch that? It shall be done. That's not just wishful thinking. It's a spiritual law. Agreement activates something. It moves things in the spiritual realm, whether for good or for harm. Now, come with me to Mishle, Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Pause on that for a moment. Death and life. What we agree with, what we speak, holds so much weight. Family, it has the power to create or to destroy. Agreement gives authority. When we align our words, our actions, our hearts with truth, we partner with the Most High. But when we align with lies, with fear, with anything opposed to Him, we give access. We give power to Hasatan's kingdom. You see, fear is not just an emotion. It's a spirit. Lies aren't just words. They're agreements waiting for confirmation. And every time we agree with what's not of the Most High, we activate a spiritual law. Think about it. When we speak words of fear, when we align our lives with things that contradict truth, we literally place our trust in falsehoods. It's like signing a contract. Family, a spiritual contract. And contracts, once signed, have power. But here's the good news. It goes both ways. Agreement with truth brings life. Agreement with the word of Yahuwah, with His promises, with His power. Family, that changes everything. When we come into agreement with His truth, we activate His authority. We open the door to His blessings, to His peace, to His presence. It's not a maybe, it's a spiritual law. And His laws, they don't fail. So, the question is, where does your agreement rest? What words are you speaking? What thoughts are you allowing to take root? Are they in alignment with the Creator's truth, or are they empowering something else? Life or death, family, it's right there in the power of agreement. Family, access is defined by law. In the spiritual realm, it's not by chance or by accident. It's legal, specific. Sin opens doors, obedience closes them. And this isn't some abstract concept. Devarim, Deuteronomy 28, 1-2 makes it plain. If you shall hearken diligently to the voice of Yahuwah, all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you. Did you hear that? Overtake you. Obedience doesn't just bring blessings. It overwhelms you with them. But the opposite is also true. Rebellion, it gives access to torment. It's like leaving the front door of your house wide open. Spiritually speaking, when we walk outside of obedience, we are willingly exposing ourselves to attacks, to chaos, to instability. And here's the thing. These doors, they don't just open on their own. No, family. They're opened by the choices we make, by the lives we live. Obedience is a shield. Disobedience is an invitation. You see, the laws of the Most High are protective barriers. They create boundaries, lines that preserve order and safety. But when we step beyond them, when we ignore His word, we essentially hand over legal access to the enemy. It's like telling him, "Come on in, do your worst." Family, we've got to recognize the weight of this. These doors, whether open or closed, they define outcomes in our lives. Blessings or torment, order or chaos. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. This walk of obedience, it's a challenge. It demands discipline, discernment, humility, but family, it's worth it. Because the rewards aren't just blessings. They're protection, restoration, alignment with the Most High Himself. And obedience, it doesn't just impact you. It impacts your home, your lineage, the generations that follow you. Family, obedience closes doors that should remain shut and locks them tight. Family, the Torah, it's more than instructions. It's a shield, a guide, a source of divine power and protection. You see, when we embrace it, truly embrace it, we align ourselves with something eternal, something unshakable. Tehillim, Psalm 119:98 says it plainly. Your commandments make me wiser than my enemies. Wiser. It's not just knowledge, it's insight, discernment, a deep understanding that positions us for victory. The Torah isn't just wisdom, it's wisdom in action, wisdom that protects. Now, let's pause on this truth. Obedience to the Torah closes doors that need to be closed. Demonic doors don't just open by chance, they're opened by disobedience, by choices that go against the Creator's design. But when we live according to His word, those doors slam shut, sealed by the authority of Yahusha. That's not just power, family, that's freedom, that's restoration. Generational curses, they're broken by the power of alignment. Authority, it's restored when we walk in His ways. Devarim, Deuteronomy 4:6, calls the Torah our wisdom in the sight of the nations. This isn't a hidden secret, family, it's a testimony to the world of who we are and who we belong to. The wisdom we carry, it's not from man, it's divine, eternal. And as we walk in this wisdom, we reflect the glory of the Most High, His order, His protection, His truth. Family, understand this. The Torah is not a burden. It's a gift, a lifeline. It's what equips us to stand, to overcome, to walk in authority under Yahusha. And it's not just for one moment or one season. It's for life, for every battle, every challenge, every door that needs to be closed, every chain that needs to be broken. The question is, are we ready to align ourselves with this power, this protection? Family, let's pause to consider this. The Torah, the instructions of the Most High, is a gift, a divine gift. It's not a weight meant to burden us. No, it's more like a compass, a spiritual GPS that guides us to life, to joy, to purpose. You know, in Tehillim, Psalm 1:2-3, it says, "But his delight is in the Torah, and whatsoever he does shall prosper." Prosper. Family, overflowing abundance, well-being, alignment with the Creator's perfect order. Now, isn't that something to delight in? Imagine this with me. It's like walking a path without direction, without clarity, you're just wandering, unsure of where you're going. But the Torah, it's like a lamp, a light unto your feet. It illuminates the path so you can see where to step, where not to step. It helps you avoid the pitfalls, the traps, the distractions. And when you walk according to it, you're walking in harmony with the rhythm of creation itself. That's not just order, family. That's the joy of walking as you were meant to. Now, let me ask you this. Why do so many see the Torah as restrictive? Why does the world paint it as something outdated, unnecessary? It's a lie, family. A deception meant to keep us wandering in darkness, in confusion. Because the truth is, the Torah is not about restriction. It's about freedom. It's about liberation from chaos, from disorder, from sin. It's about walking boldly, confidently, with peace in knowing you are aligned with the Most High's design for your life. Tehillim describes this person whose delight is in the Torah as one who's like a tree planted by streams of water, fruitful, unshaken, strong. Picture that, family. A tree that stands firm through drought, through storms, because its roots are deep, its foundation secure. That's what the Torah does for us. It grounds us, it nourishes us, it makes us unmovable, unshakable, even when all around us feels unstable. The question is, do we trust it? Do we treasure it as the gift it is? Family, let's open our minds wide for this. We live in a world filled with counterfeits. Everywhere you look, there are systems, movements, teachings that mimic the truth but are far from it. New Age practices, universalism, manifestation. All these, they are polished, they sound appealing, but they are devoid of true light. They are counterfeit spiritual laws. Family, they offer promises, yes, but they are hollow. They lead to bondage, not freedom. And freedom, that can only come through the Creator's laws, unchanging, eternal. Now, let me root this in Scripture. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 8:20 tells us plainly, to the Torah and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. No light, family, none. That's not my opinion. That's not me just saying words. That's the word of the Most High, perfectly preserved, perfectly true. It's telling us something critical. Anything that does not align with the Torah, with His testimony, is darkness disguised as light. Think about this. Hasatan cannot create laws. He doesn't have the power. All he can do is counterfeit, twist, manipulate. His kingdom is built on lies, distorted truths, systems designed to pull people away from the Most High. He takes what's holy, what's set apart, and makes it look common. He wraps lies in deceptive packages, making them sound deep, mystical. But family, there is no life in these counterfeits. None. Only the Torah holds life, holds truth, holds light. So, what does that mean for us? It means discernment is not optional. It's necessary. We've got to weigh everything, every teaching, every belief system against the Torah. Does it align with His word, or is it a fabrication meant to lead us astray? Family, we have to remember, the enemy is subtle. He works in shadows, in whispers, planting seeds of doubt, making his counterfeits look, well, harmless. But they're not harmless. They're destructive. And to see the truth, to really see it, we must anchor ourselves in His word, in the Torah. Yeshayahu said it. If they speak not according to this word, there is no light in them. None. So where does that leave us? Are we walking in light, in truth, or are we allowing counterfeits to dim the truth that's right in front of us? Family, the laws of the Spirit are not to scare you. They're to empower you. They're to align you with the Creator's divine order and provision. You see, when you walk in Torah, you're not just observing commandments. You're stepping into spiritual alignment. You're walking covered, protected, in victory. Tehillim, Psalm 119, 165. It speaks this truth. Great peace have they which love your Torah, and nothing shall offend them. Nothing shall offend them. Family. That's powerful. That's peace. That stands unshaken, unmovable, even when the world around us feels chaotic, unstable. So, love the Torah. It's not a burden. It's freedom. It's clarity. It's a lifeline. Guard the commands, not out of obligation, but out of love, out of reverence, out of understanding that these commands are life, their protection. They're the very structure of spiritual reality. And when you guard them, family, you close every legal door to the enemy. You walk in light, in truth, in blessings that overflow. And here's the beauty of it all. The Most High doesn't ask us to do this alone. He's given us His Ruach HaKodesh, His Spirit, to lead us, empower us, guide us. It's through His Spirit that we can walk this path faithfully. Family, this is your inheritance, your calling, to walk in the fullness of His truth, to stand as a witness, as a light in a world that desperately needs to see Him, to know Him. So, as we close today, I leave you with this. Tehillim. Psalm 1:1-2 says, Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, but his delight is in the Torah of Yahuwah, and in his Torah he meditates day and night. Family, delight in His Torah. Walk in it, meditate on it, live it. Because in doing so, you're embracing the joy, the peace, the authority that the Most High has always intended for you. And that's all for today, family. As always, walk in the wisdom, walk in the love, and walk in the truth of the Most High. Family, the laws of the Spirit are not to scare you. They're to empower you. When you walk in Torah, you walk in spiritual alignment, covering, and victory. Psalm 119, 165. Great peace have they which love your Torah, and nothing shall offend them. So love the Torah, guard the commands, and close every legal door to the enemy. I'm Pierre Ligi, and this is The Remnant Awakens. If this message stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video so it reaches more people. Subscribe if you're awakening to truth, and comment below with what stood out to you most. And if you know someone still sleeping, share this episode with them. Shalom. See you all on the next episode.
Praise be to you, Yahuwah my Elohim. Praise be to your Son, Yahushua my Messiah. I come at your feet in the name of your Son. Thank you for the knowledge you pour onto me, and thank you for breaking out the shackle that was bound on my face. Yahuwah, you are the only true living God. Thank you for your Yahusha, whom you truly love. You are Elohim, the Elohim.